Good afternoon everyone. In today's lecture we will start new chapter, that is chapter number 6, molecular spectroscopy. In this chapter we will discuss about rotational spectra and its energy levels, and we will see vibrational spectra and its energy levels. So we will start from the types of spectra. There are two types of spectra: pure rotational spectra, and another is rotational vibrational spectra. Okay, when we know that this is, suppose this is the ground state and this is the excited state, and molecule will remain in ground state as well as this excited state, and the transition between these two states of a molecule, this transition with the emission and absorption of radiation gives rise to the molecular spectra. Okay, so this molecule will emit or absorb the radiations, and this will give us a molecular spectra, and this is the frequency of that radiations. When the molecule absorbs the radiation, this is the frequency of that radiation, and when molecule emit the radiations, this is the frequency of that spectra. So when the energy levels of molecules are more complex than atom, so the excited energy level of a diatomic molecule for a fixed electronic configuration, so there are two energy levels of the molecule. First is when the rotation of molecule about an axis passing through the center of mass, so this will give just a rotation spectra. And second one is vibration of atoms about their equilibrium position in molecule. So this vibrations of molecule will give us a vibrational spectra. So there are two types of spectra, via rotational spectra and vibrational spectra. And when the energy of that vibrational and rotational spectra, this is the relation when we will consider the total energy of the molecule. This is the addition of energy of rotational spectra plus energy of vibration and plus energy of excitation, and this is the total energy, and the relation between these two is this excitation energy of the molecule is always greater than the vibrational energy of the molecule, and vibrational energy of the molecule which is always greater than the rotational energy. Okay, so we will start from the rotational spectra. So we will see here rotational spectra and its energy levels. Okay, so we will see here rotational spectra, and we will consider for this is we will call as diatomic rigid molecule or diatomic rigid rotator, we will say this. Okay, so this is the rotational spectra, and for this rotational spectra we will consider two atoms diatomic molecule. So we will consider two atoms having mass m1 and another atom is having mass m2. Okay, so this diatomic means two different atoms, and we will consider examples like HCl, HBr, Hi. Okay, and these molecules possesses a rotational spectra, and this spectra lies in far infrared region of the electromagnetic spectrum. So these molecules, diatomic molecules, having permanent electric dipole moment, so only those atoms we will consider having permanent electric dipole moment. So we will consider the atoms whose dipole moment is permanent. So we will consider the diatomic molecule having mass m1 and m2, and the distance between these two, r0 is the bond length. R0 is the bond length, means this length cannot be changed, remain constant. This is the bond length of this molecule, and C is the center of mass. Okay, suppose this is the two atoms, and this is the rigid rotator, weightless rigid rod. Okay, this is the weightless rigid rod. This is the weightless rigid rod rotating about their center of mass. So the distance at which the two masses are balanced and they will rotate along their center of mass. This distance is called as center of mass. Okay, so at this center of mass, these two masses are balanced. Okay, so this is called as center of mass. The distance of this first molecule from the center is r1 and distance of second molecule from the center of mass is r2. Okay, so r0 is equal to r1 plus r2. Okay, r0 is a bond length, and this bond length distance between two molecules. Okay, distance between two molecules, and which is remain constant. Okay, so in case of rotational spectra, these two molecules always rotate along their center of mass, about their axis. Okay, about their axis, passing through the center of mass. So this is the axis of this is the axis. From this axis, this molecule will rotate with the angular velocity omega. Okay, but in case of rotational spectra, that time this molecule do not vibrates. Okay, they are only rotates along their axis, passing through the center of mass. Okay, so this is the first equation. This is the bond length. Okay, and we will consider the moment of inertia of that molecules, because this molecules rotates along their axis, passing through the center of mass, and we will calculate its moment of inertia for each molecule. Okay, so this moment of inertia is equal to I1 plus I2. Okay, so total moment of inertia is I1 plus I2. This is the moment of inertia of first molecule, and this is the moment of inertia of second molecule. Okay, so we know that the moment of inertia is always a mass into radius distance square. Okay, so this is the moment of inertia of first molecule, and this is the moment of inertia of second molecule. This is the moment of inertia. Okay, but the condition of center of mass is m1 r1 is equal to m2 r2. So this is the equilibrium condition for center of mass. Okay, two masses are balanced. This condition is called as center of mass, which is called as equilibrium condition. Okay, so this will give you a second equation. This is the first, and using this is the second equation, and this is third. Using second equation in 3, we will get m1 r1 च्या ऐवजी आपण काय टाकूया, m2 r2. m2 r2 च्या ऐवजी आपण ही टाकूया. m2 r2 ची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याकडे आहे, m1 r1 ची सुद्धा व्हॅल्यू आपल्याकडे आहे, म्हणून इथं आपण टाकायची. म्हणून बघा m1 r1 ची व्हॅल्यू टाकते मी. काय आहे, m2 r2 टाकलं, आणि इथलं r1 एका राहत आहे, बरोबर. मग हे r1 तसंच ठेवलं, प्लस m2 r2 ची व्हॅल्यू आहे m1 r1, पण इथलं एक राहतोय r2, बरोबर. हे इक्वेशन आपल्याला मिळालं. त्यानंतर r1 आणि r2 काय करूया, कॉमन घेऊया. r1 r2 कॉमन घेतला, आणि ब्रॅकेटमध्ये काय राहते शिल्लक, m1 प्लस m2. ओके, हे शिल्लक राहिलं, बरोबर. इक्वेशन 1 and 2 we have. इक्वेशन 1 and 2 हे 1 आहे आणि 2 आहे. we have m1 r1 इज इक्वल टू m2 r2, बरोबर. पण r2 ची व्हॅल्यू आपण काढू शकतो याच्यावरनं. आपल्याला माहिती आहे r2 ची r0 इज इक्वल टू काय, r1 प्लस r2. त्याच्यावर r2 ची व्हॅल्यू काय निघेल, r0 मायनस r1, बरोबर. म्हणून मी पुट करते m1 r1 इज इक्वल टू m2 इंटू ब्रॅकेट r0 मायनस r1. ही कोणाची व्हॅल्यू निघाली, r2 ची, बरोबर. आता बघा m1 r1 इज इक्वल टू m2 r0 मल्टिप्लाय करते याने आतमध्ये, मायनस m2 r1. ओके, आता काय करूया, हा इकडे घेऊया, m1 r1 मायनस हा इकडे आला प्लस होतो m2 r1 इज इक्वल टू m2 इंटू r0, बरोबर. आता इथून r1 कॉमन निघेल, मग आता मी काय कॉमन काढते की 1 + m2 r1 कॉमन इज इक्वल टू m2 r0 बरोबर. पण आता ह्याच्यावरून r1ची व्हॅल्यू कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकते मी. r1 इज इक्वल टू काय आलं m2 डिवायडेड बाय m1 + m2 इंटू r0. ही कोणाची व्हॅल्यू निघाली r1ची. तसंच मी r2ची पण लिहिते कारण बॅलन्सिंग कंडिशन असल्यामुळं m1 डिवायडेड बाय m1 + m2 इंटू r0 अशी व्हॅल्यू निघेल बरोबर. आता ही कोणाची व्हॅल्यू निघाली, ही r1ची निघाली, ही r2ची निघाली बरोबर. आणि म्हणून आयची व्हॅल्यू काय बघा, हे एक मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आहे. मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आपण कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो, आपल्याला माहिती आहे I इज इक्वल टू m1 r1 स्क्वेअर प्लस m2 r2 स्क्वेअर. आता इथं माझ्याकडे व्हॅल्यू आहे r1ची आहे आणि r2ची पण आहे. मग मी पुट करते इथं आणि मग मला काय मिळेल, m1ची r1ची व्हॅल्यू आहे त्याच्यासाठी आपण m2 आहे म्हणून काय मिळेल इथं m1 इंटू m2 मिळेल डिवायडेड बाय m1 + m2. r0 दोघांकडं पण आहे म्हणून r0 येईल बरोबर. m1 m2 दोन्हीकडं पण आहे, r0चा स्क्वेअर होईल बरोबर ना. r1 आणि r2 दोघांच्या व्हॅल्यू आहेत, दोघांच्या व्हॅल्यूमध्ये इथं m2 आहे, इथं m1 आहे बरोबर. म्हणून त्याचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन झालं, m1 + m2 आलं बरोबर. इथं सुद्धा आपण जर पुट केलं तर इथं m2 आहे पण इथला m1 आपण इथं जर पुट केला तर m2 m1 होईल बरोबर. आणि मग ते कॉमन काढलं मी आणि r0 स्क्वेअर केलं, मग हे आपल्याला मिळालं. मग आता I इज इक्वल टू, मी ह्याला काय म्हणते म्यू म्हणते, याला काय म्हणते म्यू, याला काय आपण r स्क्वेअर, μ0 r स्क्वेअर. आता हा म्यू काय आहे तर इट इज अ रिड्यूस्ड मास, इट इज अ रिड्यूस्ड मास ओके. हॅविंग व्हॅल्यू म्यू इज इक्वल टू m1 इंटू m2 divided by m1 plus m2. This is the reduced mass. Okay, so when a molecule is rotating, this is the two molecules means this is two particles. Okay, and we will converting this two particle into one particle. We will converting two particle into one particle. Okay, so while converting two particle into one particle, this is the mass, reduced mass. Okay, so this is the two body problem. We are converting into one body problem. Okay, so this is the I, moment of inertia of that diatomic molecule, and we will converting this two particle into one particle, two body problem into single body problem, and this is the moment of inertia while converting into single body problem. Okay, so this is the mu r0 square. What is mu is the reduced mass having value m1 into m2 divided by m1 plus m2. Okay, so after that we will consider the energy equations. When molecule is rotating and when we are converting two body problem into single body problem, this molecule will rotate and we will have the rotational kinetic energy of that system, and the rotational kinetic energy of that system is equal to 1/2 I into omega square. Omega is the angular velocity of that rotating molecule and I is the moment of inertia. Okay, when this molecule is rotating, we will have the angular momentum is I into omega. Okay, so here value of this angular velocity we will calculate from this equation and we will put here. This is the L upon I. Okay, and using this we will put this value here and we will get the equation 1/2 I L upon I omega, I Li square. E is equal to 1/2 I into L square I square. Okay, so here we will have the energy of that system is L square divided by 2I. Okay, this is the rotational kinetic energy of that molecule, and quantum mechanically the angular momentum, this angular momentum of that molecule is L is equal to under root of L of L plus 1, we will say this, okay, into H cross. But this is the quantum mechanically we will write this angular momentum in the form of orbital quantum number. This is L is the orbital quantum number, but while rotating the molecule, this orbital quantum number is changed to the another quantum number J. Okay, we will say this the rotational quantum number. We will say this rotational quantum number. We will say this quantum number is rotational quantum number. Okay, this L is replaced by J. Okay, so this is the angular momentum of rotating molecule, J of J plus 1 into H cross. What is J? Is the rotational quantum number having positive integral values from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. Okay, so we will put this value here, and we will get the energy equation E is equal to under root of J plus 1 into H cross divided by 2i. This is the square. Okay, so here E is equal to J of J plus 1 into H cross square divided by 2. I ची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याकडे आहे म्यू r0 square. Okay, I am putting the value of this I from the above equation, and we will get the equation. I am replacing this E, rotational kinetic energy EJ is equal to J of J plus 1 into H cross square divided by 2 mu r0 square. Okay, so we will calculate each value for J. We will calculate the energy, rotational energy. Each value of J we will calculate the rotational energy. Okay, so for J is equal to 0, this rotational kinetic energy EJ is 0. For 1, J is equal to 1, this rotational kinetic energy is 2h cross square divided by 2 mu r0 square. Okay, so for J is equal to 3, for J is equal to 2, this rotational kinetic energy is EJ is equal to 6h cross square divided mu r0 square. For J is equal to 3, this rotational kinetic energy is 12h cross square divided by 2 mu r0. Okay, I am putting the value of J here and calculating this rotational energies. Okay, so next lecture we will see the energy level diagram of the rotational spectrum. Thank you.